Matt, you put out kind of a Debbie Downer Twitter thread to the 10.5 full. I was just reading it this morning and I didn't get a chance to talk to you much about it yet, and figured we just open source our discussion about it.
Once I finally got the software, it was just doing all sorts of, very strange things. The biggest one, like, it seemed to be within my own kind of residential neighborhood where roads aren't marked. It just drives really, really poorly. Constantly crosses over the center line. So it'll like get into oncoming traffic on a pretty regular basis. At four-way stop signs, it like creeps very, very slowly, and then will kind of like progress a little bit, and it's basically halfway into the intersection before it will kind of finally commit to going forward. And then just also like a kind of a host of other issues, about a month's worth of driving so far. It has not been very good. I think I've had 2 updates since I first got full self-driving beta. And those haven't really seemed to move the needle too much either.
Anyway, we'll move on to like the macro markets. It looks like there's a continuation of some kind of growth stock correction going on. I kind of think the confirmation of Powell maybe yesterday sort of triggered this a little bit. What do you think?
Markets were up a bit up until that news came. If you had said, would Powell be, getting confirmed, would that be good for markets? I think most people probably would have said yes. But it's like, as soon as that actually happened, people are like, well, maybe we're concerned about inflation now. I think some of the jitters that we're seeing in the market are kind of folks trying to, maybe take some chips off the table when we may be heading into a period of greater uncertainty. What's your view on like the next, 12, 24 months?
I sort of expect, occasional 3 to 5% pullbacks as we continue to creep to new all-time highs. I don't think there's any kind of event that would cause, a bear market suddenly. I see this as a buying opportunity. I just think the next 12 or 24 months, I have a hard time seeing like a major market crash, unless there's some unexpected black swan event. Roblox, that stock has been on a tear. That investor day really just pumped me up.
First of all, just the Q3 report, like we talked about, was just like phenomenal. They're really trying to make sure that it's a like sustainable in the long term. They're not optimizing for revenue generation the way Facebook is and a lot of others are. They're optimizing for like user engagement on the platform.
What stuck out for me is what they call, I think they call it the Roblox operating system. At Roblox, the way they define what the metaverse sort of is that it's just like a immersive social experience. They have lots of companies that are coming to them trying to get involved on the Roblox platform now.
You've got this kind of core business that they have right now that you can make certain assumptions on. But the thing that was really clicking with me when I listened to Investor Day, we talk about optionality within businesses. I think Roblox really has that with 3 opportunities they're pursuing. One was that brands thing that they're talking about, where brands are actually developing on the platform right now. Another you mentioned was education, and then the other one was music.
Maybe it evolves into like $1 trillion company down the road. It's not unreasonable in my mind. Yeah, let's move on to Tesla. I mean, we got to talk about the split rumors.
Elon has no problem throwing cold water on Tesla stock, and on the flip side, he seems like way more interested in developments at gigafactories and like some cool new engineering thing that it'll take Wall Street 2 years to really like figure out and work into their valuations.
I think there will be a split sooner or later. It seems like a good time to do a split, considering he did it last time when it was close approaching $1,000 a share.
I agree, because like the way that Elon has handled anything with a stock in the past, it's sort of been like, make a decision, go, it's done.
There's so much options activity in Tesla, it just makes the stock very volatile now. So the Probability Lab is an incredible tool in information wise. The key thing we look at here that most people can't see is the numbers in red at the bottom, which shows the probability percentages. You kind of set your own probabilities in mind, and then you look at this Probability Lab to see where the options are pricing it. And if your own probability is much more positive, in a significant way than what the Probability Lab is suggesting, then it may be worth it to buy some of those options.
Maybe the board has agreed on a split, or he's aware of kind of start of production at Berlin or Austin or something like that. So that's my best guess of why he stopped selling.
I think the price action from Elon selling has already been put in place, and so it's been very volatile. But I think that the price action from his selling is sort of going to be muted going forward.